Hey everyone, Diamond is the rank most players shoot for, because in Diamond, your teammates get much better. They know how to lane without feeding, your junglers know what they're doing, your team doesn't throw, and the game quality is super high because of all of this. Sadly, everything I just said is completely false. It's untrue, all of it. It's actually so far the other way. Diamond is where all of these things happen the most. So on one hand, I hate to shatter your dreams, but on the other, it could be a good thing. I always say anyone can get to Diamond, since getting to Diamond just requires learning the fundamentals of the game. You don't have to actually be good at the game to get there. And spare me the comments like, well, actually Diamond is the top whatever percent of players, I don't really care. I don't think I'm good at the game. And I hit Challenger almost every season. But when I compare myself to someone like Dopa, Bjergsen, Faker, etc., I really see how bad I am. I can't call myself good after watching them. Today, I'm going to prove this to you, and show you the fundamentals I'm talking about that you need to hit Diamond. First though, I'm going to show you a few clips here, and I want to see if you can guess the rank that they're from. For this game, we have two clips of laning phase of this Syndra vs Ahri. They are both level 2, Syndra hits Ahri with Q, then Syndra all-ins Ahri using her Ignite and Ahri flashes. And a little bit later, Syndra goes for a stun on the Ahri, throws W with some autos, Ahri turns with Charm and Ignite, and they end up trading kills 1 for 1. Alright, now let's look at another game of the same matchup. This is what level 1 into level 2 look like. Syndra is using a bunch of Qs, sometimes landing them, sometimes she doesn't. Ahri is not really doing much, but it is a Syndra vs Ahri matchup, so Syndra has the advantage. And then Syndra is eventually going to hit level 2 first. And then Syndra is bullying the Ahri in a similar way to the last clip. And I'll just let you watch what happens from here. So you just saw two different games of the same matchup. Can you tell what rank each are from? So the first clip was from a Diamond lobby and the second was from Gold. But the point is, it shouldn't have been that easy to tell, right? For me, at first glance, it would be nearly impossible. Since Diamond laning doesn't really look that much different than Plat or Gold laning. There's mistakes everywhere and I've seen them both make the same mistakes in each rank. You might be wondering what I see though when I watch these. So let's break it down. Maybe after breaking it down, we can see the real difference between Diamond and Gold. We started here, when Syndra and Ahri were both level 2. Right away, Ahri's movement and positioning stuck out to me. Ahri's charm gets blocked by minions, and if Ahri approaches from head on like this, it makes things very easy for Syndra. She never has to leave the safety of her minions. If Ahri approaches from the bottom side of the lane, if Syndra wants to be in range to hit her, she would have to run out and not have any minions there to block for her. On top of this, she stands right on top of a low health minion, which lets Syndra hit Ahri and get the CS at the same time with her Q. Then right after that, Syndra walks up into Ahri's cannon wave, without any minions to block the charm, and Ahri lands it. Now, going charm level 2 was already a mistake in itself, as Ahri W is so valuable at level 1 and 2 with the movement speed, especially against skill shots like Syndra Q. And it does slightly more damage than Ahri charm, and it will auto target after autoing, so it actually makes no sense to go charm second here. But if we just watch those 3 seconds again, there's no reason for Syndra to ever be open to a charm from where Ahri was standing. Syndra Q easily reaches her, and you can cast Syndra Q while moving. So she should have just used Q and clicked backwards into her wave. But you can see, if we slow it down, how she's just running straight at her. At this point, Syndra still has her E, and is following Ahri while waiting for her Q cooldown, so she can Q-E combo her to stun and kill her. But she's fighting in an entire cannon wave, so Ahri wins this very easily actually. She knows that Syndra needs her Q to stun her with E. So if Ahri just ignites and auto attacks, then either dodges Syndra Q and E, or just flashes it for the guaranteed dodge, she would just kill her. Syndra is straight up griefing here. On top of this, Ahri doesn't even have a potion running this whole time. But this concept is something that you can use in any situation like this, where the enemy mid is 100% reliant on landing a skill shot to win the 1v1, while you don't need to do that because of minions or whatever the reason. Cassio is a perfect example. If you dodge her Q, her E does like no damage. But with just autos and the cannon wave, Ahri would have easily won this. Instead, she just flashes away and lets Syndra get away with that huge mistake. Then picking up from where we started the second clip, they're both level 3. Ahri has Ignite advantage now, but Syndra has plenty of potions left, so she just needs to heal up. The first mistake I see right away is the way Syndra uses Q. She used it on these minions even though Ahri couldn't contest them, and this leads into another big mistake I see from low elo Syndras. If Syndra is going to use a Q like this, it should be basically in the middle of the wave so she can use it to set up her stun. Using QE to try and combo someone as Syndra is much less reliable than using E on one of the balls on the ground first. On top of this, if you don't hit them with the Q when doing the combo, you might stun them still, but you lose most of your damage. Using E on a ball already on the ground enables you to guarantee your W and Q hit right after, and at level 6, it gives you an extra ball for your ult. Anyways, after this, Syndra walks up contesting Ahri's cannon minion, which is one of the good things from this clip, but she does the Q into E combo and barely gets Ahri with the Q portion. She follows up with W in an auto, then gets charmed, and they both kill each other. Alright, before we break down the last part, let's see if you know what the main issue was here. What was the main mistake Syndra made? Here are the options. Option 1, she should have waited until level 4 before looking for an all-in. Option 2, she overstayed on the trade by going for an auto attack. Or option 3, she needed to dodge the charm. Let's start with the wrong answers. Option 3 is wrong because you can never tell someone they need to dodge an ability. It's not always possible. If that's the only counterplay to the situation, then it's fine. But in this case, there are so many other mistakes. Option 2 is right and wrong. Yes, she overstayed on the trade going for the last auto, but it's not the main issue. Which leaves option 1. Syndra is pushing into Ahri, and she's healing with all the potions she has while Ahri is out of sustain entirely. This means Syndra will hit level 4 first, which adds 35 more damage to her Q, along with giving her more base stats from the level up. Basically, it would be impossible for her to die even if she eats Ahri's entire combo. So, what it would look like is this. Syndra would look to poke Ahri with Q only, while saving her stun in case she gets ganked, or for when she gets level 4. When Syndra levels up, she would use one of the balls on the ground to land her stun, then full combo Ahri for the kill. Alright, so let's list how many concepts these players were missing. For Ahri, she wasn't using potions, poor movement, poor positioning and spacing. She didn't use minions and flash to punish Syndra's big mistake at level 2. She went the wrong ability at level 2. There's more, but these are the fundamentals Ahri was missing. I'm actually not nitpicking here. For Syndra, she was comboing wrong, overextending in the wave at level 2. She overstayed in the level 3 trade for an auto. She didn't wait for level 4. Her movement was poor, especially when using abilities, and she had very poor positioning and spacing. Now, let's go to the gold clip and break that down, and see the difference because I know what you're thinking. If diamond isn't any different than gold or plat, then why can't you guys get diamond? Well, we're going to cover that. We started here at level 1. And a bunch of glaring mistakes should have been recognized right away. First, Syndra isn't following one of the most fundamental concepts there is when it comes to laning. Look at the 2 Qs she uses here. The first one, we can give her a pass, only if she was using it because she didn't want to be at full mana, which is a waste of mana when you take mana regen into account. I know this wasn't the case though, because look at the second one. She's not full mana, so now all of her Qs should be used to contest RECS. That's actually something that Diamond Syndra was doing most of the time. Like I said, this is one of the most fundamental concepts when it comes to laning. It's extremely important. You have to remember what laning phase is actually about. 2 players farming for guaranteed gold from the minions, and whoever has more CS, in a high level like pro games, is the one who's considered winning. Everything in lane revolves around the minions. Then Ahri is also making glaring mistakes. She stands basically right on top of the low minions she's going for. So Syndra can use Q to damage the wave and harass at the same time, similar to the Ahri's positioning in the diamond clip. But not only is the positioning really poor, but Ahri uses her W for these minions, which is a total waste of a cooldown, so now she can't trade back with Syndra at all, and Syndra wasn't even contesting those. Then Syndra goes back to just throwing Q out whenever, and not harassing when Ahri goes for last hits. Now this next mistake Ahri makes is what would really give away that this is low elo, but I have seen diamond players make this mistake plenty of times as well. But Ahri walks up here when she has 1 minion left and it's about to die, and there are no last hits for her to get, so she just gets hit by Q for no reason. Syndra misplayed as well though. She should have went in here for autos and another Q as she was exiting the trade. Ahri is really out of position with no minions. Syndra could easily get that trade with another Q before the range minions from the next wave would be a problem. As the next wave settles in, Syndra does another random Q that is going to miss, and her spacing here is completely off. She's way too far away when she's winning the lane and is going to hit level 2 first. Also, Ahri doesn't have Q, she has W, so there's really no reason at all to be so far back. As Syndra is about to kill this minion which will level her up, she's again way too far back. She should be ready to punish as soon as she levels up. But she levels up and it seems like she didn't even know it was about to happen. Luckily for her, Ahri just walks on up while being level 1, so Syndra combos her, but she had a ball in front of Ahri already, so she should have used that one to stun. Then used Q when she was stunned, so there was no chance of Ahri's dodging her abilities. It's the same problem as the previous Syndra. Syndra should just keep going at this point, with her corrupting potion and her Q being 2 seconds away. Ahri is only level 1, so she's screwed here, but Syndra just runs. Then, we picked up here at 3 minutes, Syndra has done decent damage to the Ahri and Ahri is getting pretty low. The wave is actually pushing to Syndra right now, so she should just let it push and freeze on the Ahri, forcing her to overstay or take a bad reset, but she gets it pushing back towards Ahri instead. At this point, Ahri should sit back, wait for the potions, and collect the wave under tower. She can give CS if needed, but she's one bad trade away from needing to take a bad recall. She walks up for a last hit when she shouldn't and eats a Q for it, then goes for a charm on Syndra even though Ahri has no way of killing her. So even though it lands, Syndra finishes her with her stun, W, and autos. So both players were misplaying there pretty hard. Syndra should have been standing behind minions until Ahri went for a last hit, then looked for a stun. Ahri should never walk up for the first minion she went for. and shouldn't have went for a charm combo since that leaves her completely vulnerable. It's important to understand how if you just hold an ability, the threat of it is important. If Syndra goes for that play, and Ahri has charm, Ahri could charm her under tower, and then she could ignite and flash out. If you saw at the end, Syndra took a tower shot. But since Ahri didn't have charm, Syndra can just do whatever she wanted. Alright, so let's look at the fundamentals these players were missing. Ahri, very poor positioning. She was using abilities for no reason, goes for last hits when she shouldn't, walks up to the wave when her minions are about to die, doesn't respect level 2 advantage, doesn't think ahead and let the wave crash on her tower, went for a combo and trade when she needed to save it as she was in kill range. And then for Syndra, very poor spacing, uses Q randomly instead of when going for last hits, wasn't ready for level 2 spike, didn't fully take advantage of the level 2 spike, was comboing wrong with Q and E, didn't let the wave push to her and freeze. And like I said, I'm not even nitpicking with all of these are just fundamentals. But a few things should be clear to you after this. First, notice Diamond players aren't doing anything special. No insane mechanics or anything. They just have more fundamentals than low elo players. Second, everyone is going to be different. It's a skill set that gets you to your rank. Some players are great laners but die to every gank, some aren't as strong but never die to ganks and take good recalls, some players are bad at team fighting, some are good at snowballing, etc. Everyone's good at different things. Again, it's all fundamentals. But hopefully you're convinced now that anyone can hit Diamond if you focus on learning these fundamentals.
So you might be asking yourself, why go to skillcap.com to improve when I could just watch YouTube guides or play the game? Well, let me show you. Let's say you're a mid laner who's struggling to climb the ladder. Not only would you get over 70 site exclusive courses for mid lane, but maybe really what you've been struggling with is trading as a mid laner. Well, we got you covered with 4 different courses breaking down how to trade as a mid laner. Not only do we have the largest catalog of guides for League of Legends in the entire world with over 1,500 videos to watch, but these are then curated by the top coaches and players into courses on every skill and topic you need to master in order to truly improve and climb the ladder. If all of this wasn't enough, we haven't even touched on our catalog of over 700 Smurf commentaries, where a challenger expert shows you how to climb out of your rank, and you're guaranteed to get any questions answered by them directly. Not to mention, we're the only service to offer a rank improvement guarantee. If you don't climb at least 5 divisions while actively using SkillCap, you can claim a refund, no questions asked. So what are you waiting for? Head to skillcap.com and get the rank you've always wanted. Link in the description below.
But that's going to bring us to the end of this video. We hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.